to speak not only on behalf of my organization, Airports Council International, but also on behalf of the Air Transport Action Group, or ATAG, which is a coalition of organizations and companies which represents the spectrum of the commercial aviation sector, including airports, airlines, air navigation service providers, airframe, and engine manufacturers. You have to admit that this is a pretty impressive industry. Over 2.8 billion passengers a year, 5.6 in airport parlance, 23,000 aircraft in service, some 4,000 airports, and 1,500 airlines cover the world. Commercial aviation supports 56.6 million jobs and $2.2 trillion US in global GDP. If aviation were a country, it would be 19th in size by GDP. Aviation provides livelihoods, connects businesses, allows tourists to reach their destinations, and allows remote communities to reach the outside world. In fact, here in Quebec, over 10,000 people living on the southern shores of the Hudson Strait rely on air services for mobility and emergency response. The companies and organizations comprising ATAG want to do our part to maintain and grow a vibrant, sustainable air transport sector, to continue to create millions of jobs and support trade and tourism, to do our part to help economies grow and lift people out of poverty, to provide lifelines to communities all over the world, to do so in an increasingly efficient way in line with our industry emissions reductions targets that you just heard the Secretary General talk about. And we stand ready to work with governments to achieve these aims. We have an impressive track record of reducing emissions. In fact, on the airline side, today's jet aircraft are over 70% more fuel efficient than the first jets. Sustainable aviation biofuels represents a real opportunity to reduce the CO2 emissions of the aviation sector. The industry has already flown over 1,500 commercial biofuel flights, and today's historic occasion will add to that number. As you will hear shortly from Alain Gagnon, the big challenge now is to scale up production and reduce fuel cost. As you will hear, many initiatives from Mr. Jim Cherry of Aéroport de Montreal, and that can be multiplied hundreds of times when we consider airport efforts across ACI's membership. An extensive Euro solar park in Athens, solar power in Alice Springs, Australia, solar hot water in Vancouver, geothermal in Stockholm, wind power in the Azores Islands. Energy management is a cornerstone of environmental management at airports globally. Secretary General Benjamin, as you embark on this flight, you give us the hope that one day, fairly soon, taking a flight powered by sustainable biofuel will not be news. It will be just an ordinary occurrence. Bon voyage.